Hello, welcome, I'm SimUK. This review is for Boiling Steel. It's an early access VR action-adventure title which was released on the 5th of December 2019. The game was developed and published by Mirrorwind, who are responsible for the Guns and Stories game that was released in 2018. And it's fair to say that that game has been incredibly well received.
Welcome, rookie! First time in the Pioneer program? Strange feeling, huh? Your body is in a capsule at the orbital station, and your consciousness is here, in a steel shell. Relax and don't jerk. Listen to me and everything will be just fine.
At the moment on sale, Boiling Steel will set you back £16.19. Full price is £17.99. The game will work on the Valve Index, HTC Vive, Oculus Rift and WMR. It can be played either in a seated position or standing, and as I played on Oculus Rift, I can confirm that it also works pretty darn well with room scale.
When people and animals teleport, their bodies die, but your consciousness has been perfectly preserved in a robotic shell.
Now, some developers have given early access a very bad name indeed, and I myself have been burnt in the past. But this title is one I think that I am prepared to stick my neck out and say, solid recommendation. I do personally feel that all early access titles should offer at least 25% discount more if the game is not in a fully playable state. That hasn't happened here, but despite that minor setback, I have to say that this is a rock-solid, fully playable early access title with a good 10 hours of gameplay to enjoy. Mirrorwind do have pedigree in VR, as their previous release has been well received by the community. The devs are also listening to feedback, encouraging feedback, and making necessary changes to improve the game off the back of that feedback. Now, I'm sure we'll all agree that that's not only great news, but what early access is all about, or at least what early access should be all about. In Boiling Steel, you play the role of a human who sets off into space searching for a better life, only to find yourself consciously detached from your body and placed into an exoskeleton, similar to the movie Avatar, but certainly not a clone of that. You awake from hibernation to find yourself at the tail end of a civil war, where the robots have been infected with the virus and gone rogue. Similar to Terminator in many ways, but again, not a clone. When are we going to get a Terminator game in VR? Just wondering. You are initially trying to get generators online in order to attract the rogue robots and allow your special forces to destroy them, but things quickly escalate and you discover that the government have all but betrayed each and every one of you and already left the planet.
Rookie, are you still alive? Well, glory to the nanochips. Everything is very bad, man. They constantly lie to us. We are in complete shit. The whole damn planet is in shit. Full evacuation announced. The government has already left the planet. What is this? Holy crap!
Your body is located on a space station floating above the planet, and it's under attack. Now it's up to you to save yourself. Things don't go according to plan, but you are lucky. You are the only survivor of the attack, and you alone have been saved. Now, it is up to you to gather power cells to keep your organic mass alive long enough to discover what is really going on and save yourself. It won't be easy, and with 4 levels of difficulty ranging from easy to medium, then hard and very hard, this is not going to be a walk in the park. Things are made even more complicated by the fact that you have no weapons, only modified tools which you will use as weapons. And initially, as you're in a holographic state, you are reliant upon salvage cells, or exoskeletons, which can, and often are, damaged and lacking in ability.
I transferred your regeneration capsule to another cabin, in order to de-energize the empty modules, thus directing the remaining energy to the regeneration unit. The nervous system has been restored, but there is not enough energy for the rehabilitation of the whole body. To be more precise, there are only a few hours left of available energy. Therefore, there is no time to explain. Get down there and find us energy.
Visually, this game is impressive, although I can't wait for HD VR. That's going to be a game changer. The lighting is especially good and adds to the mood, and the ambient audio is of equally high quality. The voice acting is a bit of a mixed bag. Robotic voices are actually pretty uncomfortable to listen to long term, and as the vast majority of voices in this game are indeed robotic, it does eventually start to grate on you. Even the main narrator, or the guide, whose voice is okay in comparison to the others, does start to get a little annoying over time.
Michael, in case the virus gets here, I programmed a code on the door. I don't think the crazy shells are smart enough to find it. But when you get into your laptop to watch your dirty videos, you'll see it's locked. That's where you'll find the code. Combination 045.
So the introduction doubles as a tutorial, and it's quite an extensive one, lasting a good 20 to 30 minutes depending on your skill set. The tutorial introduces you to the core mechanics, walking, turning and dashing, any likely hurdles that you might encounter like lasers of varying shape, size and style, and the gun/tool mechanics. The gun tool mechanics involve you summoning one of two pre-selected weapons from your tool belt. Red indicates effective at short range, and blue is effective at longer range, not really very long range. Gunplay is a combination of both long and short, and both slow and fast-paced. But mostly it will be slow, as this will serve you better, as your health is certainly not infinite.
The enemy goes for hand-to-hand combat. Use melee weapons from the red slot. Be aware, weapons from the red slot takes the enemy off balance, and do more damage, but are limited in range.
The choice of weapons expands as you progress through the levels, and each weapon can be upgraded by killing a certain number of foes. Upgrades include lasers, sights, faster reloads and all that kind of good jazz.
Wow! This is your first dead robot, Junior. Big bastard. Don't worry that he disappeared. Teleportation modules are on all shells, which transfer bodies with critical injuries to a repair station. There, we accept and deactivate them all. Move on and be on the alert. There may be other aggressive shells.
The game intentionally allows you to upgrade your favoured weapon quickly, allowing you to experience the game in its full capacity at your pace and in your style. Equally, the suit, aka shell, that you wear can also be swapped out for better suits with upgrades and modifiers, both positive and negative modifiers like broken visuals and parts which can break down if overused. Positive modifiers can improve health, which is also known as signal strength, and also your dash regeneration, which can be used up pretty quickly. Enemies vary from basic bot to long range attack, ninja bot, heavy MG bot and a rolling bot, and I think there's one that I've forgotten, and there's probably others that I have yet to encounter. On the most part, the AI is pretty consistent but not necessarily smart. Enemy robots appear to have an attack protocol, and that is what they follow, regardless. And that's kind of okay, because with the levels of difficulty on offer, the game can be ramped up to a pretty high level of difficulty. The game is basically split into a number of levels, and at the end of each level, the game will cut to a loading screen. This is a bit of a shame actually. I would rather it just stay black and not have the logo pop up. Sometimes the loading screen can happen 2 to 3 times in a very short space of time, and at best, this is pretty much immersion breaking. I've got to say, while some of the levels were absolutely fantastic and very believable, there was an element of sameness about some of them. Now maybe this is just corner cutting, I don't really know. It's still in early access, so this could change quite considerably. I've got to say that playing the game for a good hour and a half, 2 hours, I encountered absolutely zero nausea. Having played it using the fully walking mechanic in a standing mode, this is quite impressive. Certainly modern VR games are so much better at accommodating this kind of gameplay. The game's interesting, it's unique, and it has really quite enjoyable gun mechanics. As I've mentioned already, it has impressive and believable level design on the most part, and the levels fall into one of 5 categories: factories, power plants, mines and residential complexes. And the game promotes randomly generated biomes and dangers, which makes each new playthrough unique. Now I can't really vouch for that because I haven't died once yet. Well, there was that one time, but that doesn't count. Without a doubt, I can say that this is an impressive and well-delivered VR title despite being in early access. The game comes with an impressive number of playstyle adjustments and options. Certainly this is something that more VR games should do. One option that I've very rarely, if ever, seen before is the option to have left-handed play. Again, this is something that VR games should be doing at this point in time. This is not a small game. Despite being in early access, there are plenty of hours of gameplay here, and as I say, if you ramp up the difficulty, then you're going to have a brand new experience of a much harder difficulty 3-4 times over. So it's quite a decent sized game for early access. But I have to say, a very solid early access title, and it seems to me that the developers are engaged with feedback, they are listening, and they are acting upon player feedback and suggestions. This dev team do have a history for quality titles, and Boiling Steel, from my perspective, is looking set to be another solid gaming experience. This is certainly one to be considering. Thanks for watching, take care of yourselves till next time, bye for now.